If you're looking to create, grow, and sustain your wealth, download and subscribe to the Pain Points of Wealth podcast at BeBullish.com with Bob, Ryan, and Chris Payne. It's your podcast for market insights, money tips, and real talk on the economy. Download and subscribe at BeBullish.com.
Running a business comes with a lot of what-ifs. But luckily, there's a simple answer to them. Shopify. It's the commerce platform behind millions of businesses, including Thrive Cosmetics and Momofuku, and it'll help you with everything you need. From website design and marketing to boosting sales and expanding operations, Shopify can get the job done and make your dream a reality. Turn those what-ifs into... Sign up for your $1 per month trial at shopify.com/special offer.
Sunday morning. With us today again is Lynn Shaw, and she's with the great organization, Lynn's Warriors, fighting for our kids. Well, Lynn, tell us what's going on this week, and I'm glad somebody's fighting for our kids.
Buckle up, John, but a lot of people are fighting for our kids, and that's what I want the public to understand, although you don't really hear about it, but we are here to showcase what's going on. Now, John, we always say America first, our children, but I want to this week connect it to three great happenings that happened across the globe, because this is why America must listen to some other countries for once. Usually we are the leaders, global leaders, in everything, but with the exploitation of children, John, we are not the leaders. And it hurts me to say that, but we got to share the facts and the truth right here. So here's what's happening. Germany's health minister, Workin, announced we are going to adopt the Nordic model. My head's blowing off. What does this mean, John? In 2002, Germany became what they called the brothel of Europe. They said, we are going to have all these sex workers, their words, not mine, we're going to legalize it. Come on in. And fast forward, they all came in. But here's what I want to say about this. 23 years later, the health minister said, we cannot have this. They are being trafficked. And we have the studies, John, 91 to 97% of people in the sex trade are trafficked, forced, fraud, coercion. That's how they end up there, vulnerable people. They're not people from Germany. They're brought in from the poor African countries, poor, vulnerable women. And we say women a lot. There are men and boys and girls. I want everybody to hear me, because usually everybody thinks in the public we're talking about, women. We're talking about men, perhaps. Children, that's what everybody whispers or doesn't talk about at all. Children are being trafficked. So this health minister said, you know what? We legalized this prostitution. 23 years later, it does not work. We are exploding. We look like a garbage pail and beyond. It is horrible. We are now going to adopt this legislation that is called the Nordic model, or we like to call it in the United States the survivor's model. So everybody should listen up. I tell you this, John, because in America, they want to make New York City.
But New York, we have separate problems. We got a lot of problems in New York.
No, but this is why I want to tie it into that. Everybody's got to follow the thread, listening, because there has always been percolating underneath now. I've heard it for 6-7 years. We'll make New York City and New York State the sex tourism capital of the United States. That is a horrifying thought. So if Germany, who did this in 2002 and is saying now it does not work, we have people being trafficked. We can't keep up with this. We can't keep up with the criminals. And children are being trafficked. We are shutting it down. That is proof in the pudding that we cannot have this here. And people have to understand this isn't just some cutesy thing. We're talking about, prostitution. We're talking about kids, criminals. We're talking about homeland security threats, national security threats. So this is something very big. I don't really hear anybody talking about it. Then the next thing, John, we have is Denmark announced. Denmark, no children under 15 are going to be allowed on social media. We're banning it. Now, I used to not like that word ban, but we are at a crisis point here in America where we have to do something to protect our children. And there are certain pieces of legislation pending right now in Washington, and frankly, they are kicking the can down the road, John, because they're not addressing it. And yes, we understand we have wars going on, and we have all kinds of things happening, but our children, our future adults and leaders are the priority. So everybody better wake up. If Denmark can say, we're having a law now, 15 and under, not allowed on the Internet, or else you will face
I'm happy to hear that, but what happened? If I remember Europe correctly, and I don't go that often, Holland used to be the sex capital of the world, or just about. What's going on there?
Well, they still have their, red light district and all of that. You don't actually, you're very correct. You don't hear about that. But they will follow suit to Germany, okay? Germany right now is this global leader in this decrim, in these brothels, in these 10, 12-floor brothels. Yes, you're right. It has always been happening there, but they're going to follow suit to Germany. Again, being the people in these, what they call legalized, which they did it because they said it gives these workers, it'll give them health care. They won't have to be afraid of the police. They can they'll be able to regulate their own businesses. They can register and they can get certain subsidies. It hasn't worked out because none of them register. Very few do. And there are still the traffickers and pimps there. So what's happening there is these, again, are trafficked people. And I bring you again to the point of the demand in 2025, almost 2026. Children. We have to keep saying this because it's hard for me to say. It's sickening. The demand is for children. The younger, the better. So everybody has to understand. Holland will follow suit to Germany.
But that's a sickness. And my God, that's a real sickness.
But, John, with all of this going on, the regular public who's so overwhelmed, and I always say trying to put food on the table and take care of their kids, they're not paying attention to any of this. And why should they? How can they? This is horrible stuff. So they close their eyes, they shut the door. But that's where the predators, the criminals, move in. But you know what? It's the bottom line. So what is your suggestion?
Let's get bottom line, because we only got 30 seconds, 40 seconds left.
Bottom line is wake up, America. Our government needs to take action. Kids Online Safety Act is pending in Congress. Let's do that. Talk to your kids open and honestly. Shut down. Delay is the way. Don't be on the devices, and go and be with nature and get out there and get back to family dinners and start doing it now, because AI is right there on the horizon and we must wake up. Go to lynswarriors.org. Honor our hashtag Community Creates Change. Everybody can and must do something now in 2025.
Lynn Shaw, well, thank you so much for everything you do. Lynn's Warriors, what is it? Lynswarriors.org.
.org.
Thank you so much, and God bless you for what you do.
Thanks, John. Back at you.
If you're looking to create, grow, and sustain your wealth, download and subscribe to the Pain Points of Wealth podcast at BeBullish.com with Bob, Ryan, and Chris Payne. It's your podcast for market insights, money tips, and real talk on the economy. Download and subscribe at BeBullish.com.